I have lived 104 years, and through 3 marriages, not one husband ever looked at me and said, "I love you." My name is Eleanor Whitmore. I am 104 years old. And if you think time automatically brings wisdom, let me tell you this. Sometimes it only brings clarity about what you tolerated for far too long. I was 18 when I married the first time. Back then, marriage was less about love and more about security. A man with a steady job, a decent reputation, and a firm handshake was considered a blessing. You did not ask whether he could hold your heart gently. You asked whether he could provide. I believed that was enough. In the beginning, I waited for tenderness. I would sit beside him on the porch in the evenings, hoping he would take my hand without being prompted. I would cook his favorite meals, press his shirts carefully, thinking affection would grow out of gratitude. But the days turned into years, and gratitude is not the same as love. He was responsible. He paid the bills. He came home every night. But he never once said those words. You might think I should have asked him directly. You might be braver than I was. But I was raised to be agreeable, to be low maintenance, to never demand more than what was freely given. So I stayed quiet. I told myself love did not need to be spoken. I convinced myself that actions were enough, even when the actions felt hollow. After 15 years, that marriage ended quietly. No dramatic explosion, just 2 people who had never truly connected, realizing they were strangers sharing a house. I was heartbroken, not because I lost him, but because I lost the dream of finally being loved. The second time, I thought I would choose differently. I believed experience had made me wiser. He was charming, attentive in public, quick with compliments about my appearance. I mistook attention for affection. You have probably done that at some point in your life, confused someone noticing you with someone knowing you. At first, I felt hopeful. I thought this man would speak the words I had waited to hear for decades. But charm fades when life becomes ordinary. Bills pile up. Tempers rise. Real character shows itself in small daily moments. And again, I found myself listening for something that never came. I remember one night very clearly. We had argued about something small, something forgettable. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes, tears falling quietly into the sink. I wanted him to walk in, wrap his arms around me and say, "I love you. We will be all right." Instead, he went to bed without a word. That silence felt louder than shouting. You may be sitting beside someone right now who has never said those words. You may have convinced yourself that you are asking for too much, that you are too emotional, that love should be assumed. I lived on assumptions for years, and assumptions will starve your heart. That marriage ended as well. By then, I was in my 60s. Many people told me I should stay single. They said I had already tried twice and failed. But I did not see it as failure. I saw it as unfinished longing. I still believed there was a man somewhere who would look at me with softness and speak what I needed to hear. My third husband was kind in a practical way. He fixed things around the house. He drove me to appointments. He remembered birthdays. On paper, he was everything a woman could ask for at that stage in life. But emotionally, there was distance, a polite wall. We functioned well together, but we never truly opened up. One afternoon, we were sitting in silence, sunlight coming through the window, and I realized something that shook me. I had built 3 marriages around the hope that someone else would fill a space I had never learned to fill myself. I was still waiting to be told I was worthy of love. At 104, you have no patience for illusions. You see patterns clearly because there is no more time to hide from them. The common thread in my 3 marriages was not the men, it was me. I chose partners who were emotionally reserved because I was emotionally afraid. I never clearly said, "I need to hear that you love me." I expected them to read my longing without me risking vulnerability. You might be doing the same thing, waiting, hoping, interpreting small gestures as proof, settling for partial affection because asking for full love feels frightening. I understand that fear. Rejection feels unbearable when you have invested years of your life. But let me tell you what is more unbearable. Waking up at 104 and realizing you shaped your life around silence. None of my husbands were cruel men. They were products of their time, raised to believe that providing was enough, that feelings were private. But I also participated in that silence. I rewarded emotional distance with acceptance. I never insisted on being known deeply. It took me nearly a century to understand that love requires courage on both sides. Courage to express, courage to request, courage to risk hearing an answer you may not like. Today I live alone, and I am at peace. Not because I stopped wanting love, but because I learned to speak it freely. I tell my children and grandchildren I love them every time we part. I say it clearly. I do not assume they know. I do not wait for them to guess. And I have learned to say it to myself. That may sound simple to you, but for me it was revolutionary. I no longer measure my worth by whether someone else declares it. If you are younger than me, and you likely are, I want you to examine your relationships honestly. Are you choosing comfort over connection? Are you accepting emotional crumbs because you are afraid to demand a full meal? Are you silent about your needs because you fear being seen as difficult? Time moves faster than you believe. I was 30 yesterday. I was 60 last week. Now I am 104, and the years feel like pages turned too quickly. If my story touches something in you, tell me what part felt closest to home. And more importantly, tell me one thing you will do differently. Will you speak up? Will you choose more carefully? Will you stop pretending you do not need tenderness? Do not wait a lifetime to hear the words you deserve, and do not spend a lifetime afraid to say them.